Good evening, folks. It's me, Trust the Troublemaker, also known to those who know me personally as Tim Spence. Uh, Hope you all are doing well this evening. It was a bit of a delay, but we are now back to our regularly scheduled program. So I've just been going through a lot these past few weeks. Just in my mind, just dealing with a lot of stress and not so comfortable situations. And I know a lot of us are. You know, there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of anger and frustration. And I think sometimes we all just need to just let it out. Like let everything we're feeling, we just gotta let it out. Now, for some of us, we hold off from doing that because we feel like if we let it all out, we might do something we regret. And that's true. Some of us have a lot more to let go than others. And, you know, when frustration turns into anger, you're liable to do some very interesting things. Now, with that said, you got to kind of know yourself and you got to know what exactly am I capable of when I start to reach my boiling point. Now, for me, I can feel it coming in waves sometimes. Like I could feel like that bubble, like you know, the air bubble getting bigger and bigger. And instead of like reacting the way I want to, I react in a way that's like as equally stunning but not as damaging. Like instead of running around screaming obscenities at people, I might embarrass myself. You know, I might choose to do something a bit wacky where people are like, wow, what's wrong with that guy? And it's not because I don't know what I'm doing or I'm crazy or anything like that. It's just I'm trying to find a way to cope because I've gone through my worst possible options. I've done all my worst possible options before, and all they did was give me more problems. So I'm like, what is a constructive way in which I can like lose my mind? You know, what is a positive way in which I can like act as crazy as I want to act, but without any repercussions, at least any long-term repercussions, you know? Like, if you happen to see me on any of my social platforms wearing clown makeup and juggling tangerines, no, I haven't completely lost my mind. I'm teeter-tottering, but, you know, I'm doing that so I don't do other things. You know, because it's not as simple as like, oh, well, that shouldn't even be an option. But you know, you when you got a lot of pent-up aggression and energy that you just see, I wasn't really allowed to like get upset when I was a child. It was more so I kind of had to more suck it up and bear it and kind of like, you know, I couldn't just be like overly emotional about things. I couldn't run into my room and like scream in my pillow. Like that wasn't an option for me. So I just buried a lot of things. And as I got older, there are certain situations where I wasn't able to bury it. I didn't really say everything I wanted to say or even say anything at all in a lot of those circumstances because regrettably there were a lot of times in my life I didn't speak up for myself. But I did other things that I tried to use to make me feel better or try to like take my mind off of what I was dealing with. And it was just substitutes. Just substitutes for how I really felt. And like now, I found a way in which I can like, because it's like sometimes you just need like that snap back to reality. You need to like feel something that's gonna like make you like, whoa, okay, I'm back now. I'm back. And you know, like nowadays you gotta pay somebody to slap you in the face. You know, like you gotta go on like websites and look that up and say, you know, I need a good slapping of the face. I wonder if I can find it. Well, I wonder if there's a market for that, or if I can pay an unreasonable amount of money to just put a glove on and just, you fool. Like, you know, just, I'm like, yeah, that's the stuff. Like, you know, like that's crazy to most people. That's pretty crazy. So instead of doing that, I might, like I said, I might do something off the wall or like, wow, like, you know, those of you who watch my snaps, you saw talking teddy bears, especially Mr. Coffee giving me a nice little tongue lashing. And then me and Captain Orange got into a bit of a fisticuffs in which he thoroughly dealt with me. I'm a little embarrassed about that, but I'll get over it. And when I look back on that, you know, it allows me to see the state of mind that I was in. And it's like, you know, I look at it like, what was I thinking? And it's like, oh, no, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking that I have this stress on my mind. And instead of doing the worst possible things I could do, I did this. And the reaction that I got was, it made a lot of people laugh. Like, a lot of people were just like, wow, this guy's hilarious. And it wasn't like I said a million times, folks, I'm not doing this just for like giggles. Like, I'm not doing this just to like get attention. It's like, this is therapy for me. This is as good as it gets for therapy for me, because I don't have the time nor the expenses to just sit down in front of somebody and actually talk to them about how I really feel. So I just say it. I just express it in front of all of you. And I hope that in some way it helps you guys deal with your issues, because we all have problems that are equally important, and we can't forget that. And when someone tells you you can't like let out, like you can't, you know, vent or whatever, like, you know, you got to bottle that, like, that's ridiculous. If you feel something, you have to let it out, because nobody's going to know that's how you feel. Nobody's going to know that, like, wow, I'm hurting this person or I'm affecting this person by my actions. They're not going to know. I mean, most people don't care, I've realized at this point in time in my life, but at the same time, you telling them that at some point in time in their life, they're going to want someone to extend that courtesy to them, to listen to them and help them feel their pain or whatever. And they're going to look back at like, wow, I didn't do that for this person when I had the opportunity to try and help them feel better. Now the same thing is happening to me. Because all this is a cycle. You know, it's this a vicious cycle of people hurting and getting hurt and taking that hurt out on others. And I just think like it is possible to stop that from happening. We just have to put forth an effort to make it so. So what I'm suggesting to all of you is that when you feel that suffocating feeling, when you feel like everyone around you is just dragging you down and making you feel worthless or bad, and you just want to let it out, like, find something creative. Find something that allows you to feel that as powerful a release as all the worst possible options you can take. Like, and if that requires you to like hit yourself with a whipped cream pie, go for it. I mean, because the worst thing is going to happen. You got whipped cream on your face. You lick it off. Somebody lick it off. You know, whatever you're into. You know, like, and you know, there are a lot of crazy people out there. There are a lot of people who've lost their minds. I've met people. I've known people. I know people. I've watched people lose it. I've seen it step by step. It was somewhere in their depression phase where they had, like, I think reality hit them a little too hard, and it's like, wow, my life was messed up, and then that they couldn't handle the reality of the situation, and everything just went in a downward spiral from there, and then they left. When I say that they left, I mean their mind left, and it's never coming back. And that's unfortunate, because you don't unsee that when you see someone do that. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate for them, but in the state of mind that they're in, like, reality doesn't exactly exist. So it's just more so them being watched. It's like, wow, that's a shame you ended up like that, buddy. And it's a shame, like, I'll never see who you were before that ever again. Like, it's a shame. But you have to take those quirks, you have to take those frustrations, you have to take those thoughts that people tell you are taboo or unrealistic or whatnot, and your little, like, the little things that you do, the little, like, things that set you apart from everybody else. You have to find a way to make that your own creation. You have to manipulate it, and you say, okay, time and a place is a great thing. Knowing when to, like, amp up your energy and say, like, you're in a crowd of people and it's like someone asks you a question, and you can tell they're looking for a laugh, and it's like, oh man, I stepped in mud and my shoes all dirty. It's like, man, I stepped in mud, I rolled in it, I just felt like a pig, I had a good old time. And he's like, wow, you did all that? And it's like, yep, sure did. And that's just gonna take his mind. He's like, one, he's gonna be like, why are you acting this way? And why did you roll around in dirt like a pig? Like, what? Like, but you're using the same energy you could use to, like, yell and scream. You're using that same energy to, like, entertain. You're using that same energy to lighten the mood. And I know it doesn't seem that easy, but, like, it's all about, some people, like, they lift weights. Some people jog. Some people, and those are, like, ways that they deal with their frustration. And I guess that's an art form. That's an artwork where it's like, whatever energy you have to do one thing, you're using that to create something. You're using that to do something innovative, different, something that most people in that situation would use to do negative things, to hurt people, or to just do things that just aren't benefiting them or anybody else around them. And for me, this is one of the best things that I can do. To put on a show, to speak, to say what's on my mind. This works for me. And I mean, I do other things too, but this allows me to, like, reach out. Even though it's just me in front of a camera, this allows me to say everything that's on my mind without someone stopping me, holding me back. This allows me to do that. And this might not work for you, but I'm pretty much saying, you have to look inside yourself and find, what is it I can do when my mind gets so bundled up, when everything gets so tied up in here? What is it I can do to let that out and still have respect for myself? Like, what can I do to let that out and then, brighten someone's day? What can I do to let that out and still have me intact, have my freedom intact? Like, how do I make this work for me where I'm letting people know how I feel, but it's in a way where they somewhat understand and they don't judge me because of it. I mean, they're going to judge you no matter what, but it's like, when you say it in a way that's it's relatable and people see you're doing something, and it's like, you see people, like, dancing in videos and stuff like that. They look like they're happy, having a good time, but they might have had a horrible day. And they said, hey, instead of getting bogged down, instead of tying myself to my bed and, thinking these negative thoughts, I'm going to dance. And I'm going to dance like a fool when I dance. And, that's the art form for them. So I just hope that, you know, you find yours. I hope that you find a way to speak your piece and let your craziness out. Because sometimes it's a bit much. It's a bit much, and you gotta let it go. You gotta free it. You know, it's too much going on in life and the world right now where you just keep sucking things down and bottling things up, because you're gonna burst. You're gonna burst. And you rather be in control of when you lose it than out of control when you lose it. That's all I'm trying to say. But that's all for me tonight, folks. Sorry about the delay. Just had a lot going on last week. I actually made this video and recorded it the wrong way, but here it is now. And I hope that this does something to help someone. As always, I love you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Looking forward to seeing you all very soon. Hopefully, I have another video out with a friend of mine this week. And maybe I might do another video on Saturday morning, just seeing how I feel. Hope you guys do well. Remember, my IG is Trust the Troublemaker. My Snapchat is Trust for Trouble. I'm Tim Spence, aka the Trust the Troublemaker. If you like this video, subscribe. Watch my other videos. Hopefully something I do appeals to you and helps you feel better and brighten your day. That's all I'm trying to do. And remember, there's nothing wrong with being crazy so long as it's a good crazy and not a bad one. That makes sense. I love you guys. And remember, trust me to trouble you.